Hey everyone, Selwyn here from WynnStrength. On today's video, I wanted to talk about incline bench press. It's a really cool accessory movement, and you might be wondering what angle should you be using for the incline bench press? So the awesome answer is that doesn't matter. There are no studies to date that I'm aware of anyway, that show which angle is superior than another angle. So there's really no best angle to use. It's going to depend on your goals and what your training outcomes are. So it also depends on shoulder mobility and health. Maybe there's an angle that your shoulder doesn't agree with, and obviously exclude that, but experiment with different angles because maybe you'll find one that doesn't aggravate your shoulder. In any case, I like to vary the angle over the course of the year. Most benches have like fixed angles, something like 30, 45, 70, and then 85 or 90 degree angles. So you really only have 4 to 5 different angle choices depending on the bench you have. More expensive ones are going to have more angles of adjustment. Dedicated incline benches will have a lot more angles of adjustment. But for the most part, you're really stuck with 5 different options you can go for. And given different training outcomes is going to determine what angle you use if you stick with one for the entire training year. Again, I like to vary over the course of the year because I enjoy both flat bench and overhead pressing. I see the incline bench press as a good accessory movement that it doesn't transfer to both, but it's a good middle ground as it were between the two of them. Obviously, think of it as an incline bench or a decline overhead press, whichever way you want to look at it. Now, if you're focused more on hypertrophy, this is where I think the angle is going to be more specific or important to you. If you're doing something like bodybuilding and you have different areas of the pec you want to develop, then definitely I would recommend using all the different angles over the course of the year. I wouldn't necessarily change it week to week. What I would say is each month change up the angle. Work your way up the ladder and then work your way back down over the course of the year. You're probably going to hit it all. You're going to spend 2 months on each, and that's going to give you a nice well-rounded pec development. If you notice an area that's lacking, then obviously dedicate more time to that angle that's going to help bring that part of your chest up. But if you're simply focused on getting stronger in general, I like alternating between angles every training phase. So I stick to one angle, maybe 6 to 8 weeks, and then I'll mix it up. I don't think it's that important. Again, my shoulders agree with this a lot more than it agrees with a flat bench press, so I'm more inclined to stick with the incline bench press. If there are times when I don't do any flat bench at all, and I'll just purely do a low incline bench press and a high incline bench press, and that'll be my flat and incline bench variance for like 12 weeks. Whenever I feel my shoulder starting to act up, I'll just throw out flat bench press altogether. And since I'm not competing in powerlifting, it doesn't really matter if I bench press or not. In fact, I kind of like the incline bench press a little more than a flat bench press. Obviously that's personal for me because my shoulders don't get aggravated as much with the incline bench press. But also I feel like you get a nicer stretch. I personally feel like I get a longer range of motion since the chest is up. Your elbows have more room to sink down into the pocket, and obviously always touch the barbell to your chest and full extension on the top. That's how I like to do it. But in any case, don't worry about what angle you want to do. Any of them can work really well. Pick the one that suits you, pick the one that you enjoy the most, and then also don't forget to do the ones that you really dislike the most. I'm not a big fan of really high incline bench presses, but that generally means I need to do more of them, so I'll be throwing those in over the course of the year. Hopefully that helps you answer the question. Long story short, doesn't matter, do whichever one you want. This has been Selwyn from WynnStrength, and remember, a better life through strength. And one last thing about the incline bench press, this is one of those movements where I don't like to do low reps. I'll stick to 8 and up just because no one really cares how much you can single rep incline bench. And also, did you single rep incline bench 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 70 degrees? It's all going to be specific. So this is one of the movements where I like it as an accessory movement in order to get more volume. So think of 8 reps to 15 reps. with ease. That's an awesome place to kind of stick this movement. You're getting a longer range of motion relative to the flat incline bench press. So you're going to have obviously a lot lighter loads, which gives you the opportunity to lift a lot more volume, which will in turn help you build a lot more muscle mass. So hopefully that helps.